Hello and welcome to this Dawn Busters Taste Challenge. Well, we have a company established in 1836, J.W. Dant. You've heard of J.W. Scotch, haven't you? People say that looks like some other abbreviation Scotch that's much more famous. Yeah. I got this 1 liter bottle at Dorgnac's for $8.99. And my friend David called me last night and said, I bought that Scotch, that one from Dorgnac's. I said, you talking about J.W. Dant? Yeah. He said, I'm sipping on it. He said, I'm going to sip on it tonight, like while he's watching the Saints game. I said, well, he said, I don't know. To me, it tastes like they add, this is what he said. To me, it tastes like they add Kentucky, or no, he said American corn whiskey. I said, nah, they don't add any American corn whiskey to it. But they do add, it's probably mostly grain whiskey, which is almost certainly made out of corn, you know, but anyway, same principle. But anyway, Clan MacGregor is going to be the competitor this morning since 1934. Blended Scotch whiskey as well, aged 3 years. J.W. Dant, aged 3 years. This is William Grant and Sons Company versus, well, J.W. Dant is owned by Heaven Hill now versus a Heaven Hill outfit. Let's see here. It's very humid. It's kind of windy. It's been rainy. We have these bands coming in from the storm bands coming in from the hurricane in the Gulf. It's not going to hit us, or they don't think it. I think it's going to hit the coast of Florida, Gulf Coast, North Gulf Coast, but or the Panhandle as they call it. But we're getting rain bands from it. Maxwell, hi Ron. Hello Maxwell. Greetings to you in Russia, the Russian Federation. Okay. I don't think that the J.W. Dance is going to be able to hold up to the Clan MacGregor. Okay, I just don't think it will. I think it's going to be too, like David was saying, grain whiskey, corn tasting, or basic. And then the Clan MacGregor is going to be more smoky and have more character, more peat. Now the J.W. Dant does have some little character to it, but it doesn't have a whole lot. I mean, can't get too picky, I guess, when you're paying $8.99 for a 1 liter bottle. But then, of course, you don't buy it expecting it to be trash either. You don't want to buy just trash. I mean, I wouldn't. So you got this British style thing here on the label, this insignia, a lion, a unicorn, the flags, the shield, all these medals, which don't seem to make a whole lot of sense. They're just they're just meaningless gold medals that don't really stand for anything. It's got this serrated feel to it. It's got a texture, serrated. Product of Scotland, but it's bottled in Bardstown, Kentucky. But it's distilled and blended in Scotland. And then, like I said, there's this whole essay on the back. Basically, like, here's Scotch. Learn about Scotch, like an encyclopedia entry. It's very small. I was waiting in a long line at Dorgnac's, and I read the whole thing. I was like, okay, that's a good little thing to put on the back of a bottle, I guess, if somebody wanted to learn about Scotch and they were just kind of getting into it. Nice little rundown. Now, the Clan MacGregor doesn't have an essay on the back. It just has a write-up, though, about how fabulous it's supposed to be. Now, this is, okay, now the story about this one, it was $9.72 or something like that at Walmart for the longest time, like $9.70. It was always like, Walmart has strange price, like $9.72, $9.79. So I bought it. I gave my daughter a bottle. We tried it. She liked it all right. And I said, hey, you drinking that Scotch? No. She said, it's going to take me years to drink that. I don't like it. I said, why don't you give me the bottle back if you're not going to drink it? Oh, why are you going to give somebody something and want it back? I said, no, that's not the point. I can buy my own bottle. I don't want it to waste. If you drink it over the next 20 years, that's fine. As long as it's consumed. I just don't want to see it wasted. That's my only issue with it. You understand? Well, then I wanted to use it in taste challenges and do a solo review. So I went and bought a bottle at Walmart. So $9.70. Then the price started dropping. The next time I go, it's like $8.50. $8.50. I said, huh, okay, strange. Then I see they have clearance tags on it. They're getting rid of it. They're not going to sell it anymore. They got so much blended Scotch whiskey at Walmart, I guess they're phasing it out. Winn-Dixie still has it, Mathern's has it, but they only have the big bottles now. The 1.75 milliliter. 1.75 liters. So I guess they just didn't want to sell the smaller bottles. But there are many stores that sell these glass. I'd rather have the glass than the plastic. Well, when they finally they were finally trying to get rid of it at Walmart, they had dropped the price to $5 a bottle. Well, I bought the last one. And this one has these medals also, which seem meaningless. Like you can't, it's like one medal shows Scotland, one shows this royal crest, one shows some kind of Scotland established. $1567. I don't know what that's saying. And then some copper pot still, distilled, aged, and blended in Scotland. So both Royal is my race. Royal is my race. All right. So these are similar in many ways. 80 proof, aged 3 years, distilled, blended, aged in Scotland, but they're similar also in the sense that they're shipped to the United. They're similar in the case, not the sense. The case that they're shipped to the U.S. and bottled here. Clan MacGregor's bottled in New Jersey, and J.W. Dant is bottled in Kentucky. And there are many other scotches like that. Now, whether that's good or bad, that's up to you to decide. But it saves money on that. Shipping the bottles over here is expensive. Now you might say, well, that's budget stuff. Discount, cheap scotch. Yeah, that's right. No one could ever say otherwise. Look at the price. But it's interesting to look at the Clan MacGregor website because it goes all into detail, all this detail, like they're making it out to be some gourmet scotch. So at least they're trying to sell it, you know, trying to make a case for it. They're both golden with that little slightly greenish thing going. You know, you get that with these Scotch whiskeys. I find it's a slight green tint, kind of like Budweiser. It's still dark outside. I mean, this daylight savings time is something I hate. I always have a tendency to comment on it. You know, 6:07 a.m. Central Daylight Time. It should be only 5:07. That's the real time, you know, real time as opposed to this pretend time. You say, that's why it's so dark. Right. Is it supposed to be pitch black at 6:07 a.m. in the morning? No. I think there's a growing movement against daylight savings time. If we don't like fake news, why do we all like fake time? You say, yeah, but when you're on a vacation in the summer, you can stay out later. It stays daylight an hour longer. Yeah, but then if you ever notice when you go on these road trips around the United States, all these tourist attractions close at 5. I hear that owl. See, I don't hear them too much, but around this time of year, I'll start to hear them. And that's a sign that cool weather's coming. Because they never seem to hang around, these screech owls, unless the cool, it's like they fly in front of the cool weather. And I don't know where they go. I don't ever hear them in the dead of winter. They might fly to Mexico where it's warmer or something. But you can always tell, oh, cold, cooler weather's coming with these owls. And then in the spring, you'll hear them, and then you don't hear them all summer. 4 a.m. here drinking a PBR, says Hayes. Okay, Pabst Blue Ribbon. All right. So I think the Dant is going to be duller and less enjoyable. But that's why it's a challenge, because I don't really know. I've never done a taste test off the air. Some people might get suspicions and say, oh, you practice and all of this. No, I do not. All right. Well, that is some grain alcohol right there, oh, my dear audience. Just sweet grain alcohol. Think of corn liquor. You say, you talking about a American blended whiskey. You may as well be talking about doggone Heaven Hill blended. Yeah, may as well be, huh? But the Heaven Hill doesn't have that slight peatiness. But this one has like a sourdough also. It's a little strange. With my Steely Dan t-shirt. I'm outrageous. No, I don't have a Steely Dan t-shirt. Okay. El Supremo. Okay, this one is a little peatier and a little richer. I wake up early, ha ha ha. I do too, but I didn't get to sleep too well last night. I was like, all these thoughts in my head, and I said, should I just get up and watch the rest of the Saints game? I turned it back on. They went in 40-13. I said, no, this game is a runaway. I could see that it was going to be. I was happy, but I just was like too awake or something. Finally, and then I kept hearing the wind and the rain that come in and leave. So finally, I guess I fell asleep around 10 something. But I got up at 3:46. But I wasn't really sleeping. I was like at 3:18. I looked at the clock. I said 3:18. I need more sleep, you know, but it didn't really do any good. All right. So already, initially, I think this is the MacGregor and this is the Dance. Dance is too much corn whiskey, like David said. Column still grain whiskey. Just basic. Not bad, not a bad smell, just a basic smell. I mean, this one's more peaty, more rich, more smoky. And this is not exactly really peaty or really smoky, but it's more peaty than smoky. It's kind of an organic aroma, like a soil compost type thing. So yeah, Clan MacGregor is better. I thought you were reviewing Conor MacGregor's Proper 12 whiskey. No. Heard about it. Nope. I'm doing Clan MacGregor from 1934. 84 years ago. Sweet. Now, I'm just telling you, if you're looking for rich smoke and all of that elaboration, it's not going to be here. But I mean, we tried the 18-year aged Singleton, over at the River Ridge Hot Rods, and then off camera, David was saying, I paid too much for this. It doesn't have enough, whatever. I said, well, seems like it would have had more complex things going for it, but it was good. We gave it an excellent score. It had a lot of quality, but I wouldn't say it was exquisite. But then I don't have enough experience with the single malts. But then should you have to, why would you have to build up to the excellence, the experiential excellence? You know what I'm saying? It seemed like if it was fabulous, it would be fabulous from the first draw, right? The first sip. Like when I drank Narwhal, Sierra Nevada Narwhal, that Imperial Stout, it's not like I had to build up to the fabulousness of it. It was just there. It was like, wow, right here in front, your face. So I don't know. Do I have a preference, blended or a single malt? No, I do not. If I like it, I like it. If I don't, I don't. In other words, I'm not part of a faction. But they're fine. I mean, they're fine. This one, This one has almost like a crust, not a pie crust like an apple pie, but almost like a meat. You know, like if you went to Natchitoches, Louisiana, got one of those spicy meat pies, the crust. Oh, I can't wait to taste it now. This one even smells like a old liquor store or something, like old furniture and dust. Like it smells like International Market. I need to go back to International Market. I want to go back to. I want to go back to International Market. I was thinking about buying a truck, but I think I'm gonna keep my car. I hate to spend the money, you know. I want the truck. If you want to buy me a truck, a brand new Ram truck, I'll take it. But I hate to spend the money. People will say, "I want to buy you a beer and send you a beer." Well, how about a truck? I just need you to come over here and sign the, you know, the title and everything, and the donation, you know, the forms. And I would also appreciate if you would take care of the sales tax for me. But they're closing out the 2018s. You know how it goes. They're trying to get rid of the 2018s, new trucks. But I was very impressed that Bergeron Ram had 2018. This is new, not a program vehicle, not a used, nothing like that. New. I'm talking about new, like first time buy. For 19,750, 19,750. That's it, plus tax and license. I thought, wow, that's really something. And this comes with the power equipment group, power windows, power door locks. You know, it's got the power equipment group package and the chrome package. So it's got two package options above the base model. And then you could get the base model, but it's only like $500 less. So you're getting like over $1,000 of extras for less than half the price for that. So I don't know. I was very tempted, but the Avenger, the Dodge Avenger, is still rolling along. You know, it's getting some age on it now. Almost 7 years I've had it. So you can expect that things are going to start to, you know, become questionable. But it is paid off. It was paid off the day I bought it because I bought it with some money I had saved up. But I don't know. It's a want. It's not a need. Let's get something straight. A lot of people confuse wants with needs. They say, I need that truck, but maybe they just want it. Now, they may have a job or a case where they need it. I don't need it, but I do want it. I don't need to do the taste challenges, but it's fun, so I want to do it. Get it? Needs and wants. I needed to eat breakfast, so I did it. I wanted eggs, so I cooked that with the meat. Okay. And that's why so many people are in terrible debt, because they confuse wants with needs, right? And they have all this debt, and it breaks them down. They breaks them down, breaks them down, breaks them down, because all their lives are revolve around paying notes. No, 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 no. No, thank you. I don't need debt, and I sure don't want it. Wait, now you see, here's where things get interesting on this. I'm glad I let them breathe. The smokiness is in the taste, not in the aroma. Now you smell the aroma. That's what you do with the aroma. You smell it, right? It's like, nah, it's just grain whiskey. Is nothing savory. Hayes says, trucks are nice, but they are annoying as a primary vehicle. That could be true. This is only a single cab. Has a big storage space behind the seat, though, much bigger than you would expect. You could put suitcases back there, you know, and all your groceries is that big. Like a child could climb back there. A human, a full-grown adult could lay back there. I mean, it'd be stupid, but I mean, you could do it. That's how big it is. Nice big seats, big bench seats with the folding armrests, huge armrests with a storage compartment. Vinyl seats, which I like. The rubber floor, which I like, because then you can just take a wet towel and wipe it all down. Oh, this carpet in my Avengers drives me crazy. You can look at it funny and it gets dirty. You know, you just can't keep it clean. I am so anti-carpet. You say you're an anti-carpetite. I know what you are. You're an anti-carpetite. Yes, that's true. I admit it. mean, you're going to track dirt in your vehicle. The Avenger's nice. It's a 4-seater, you know. I almost never use the back seat. You look in the back seat, you say, it's like a brand new car. It's like immaculate. It's like perfect. It is. People are stunned when they look in the car. They say, well, they think I just bought it. I said, no, it's 7 years old. If you live somewhere where it doesn't rain very often, they are great. But I live in Washington State, so it doesn't work that well for me. I would need to cover the truck for 6 to 7 months of the year. Oh, it rains here constantly. Believe me, Louisiana is a rainy, rainy, rainy state. We're like sunny Florida. Sunny Florida. It rains all the time. But I have a carport. My vehicle stays covered most of the time. And the paint has held up very well in the Avenger. The paint has held up. But, you know, you're going to get it. It's going to get wear and tear. It's going to start looking bad because somebody knocked a dent in the door. You know, like a little, whatever those things are called, a pothole, a ding. And then somebody pulled out in front of me and I ran into him. It's his fault. I didn't get in trouble. But that damaged the front. I was able to repair it myself. And I told my friend Joe, I said, Joe, would you go get that fixed? He said, I'd keep that $1,100. That's what I did. I just kept the $1,100 to use on a new vehicle. Why repair one that's already ill? I mean, you know, these vehicles don't retain any kind of value. Somebody told me, well, if you buy a Dodge, you know, it's not going to have a good resale value relative to a Chevrolet or Ford. Or I said, well, I don't. By the time I sell it, it ain't going to have any value no matter what brand it is. I buy them to use. I'm not buying it to sell. You know, I don't buy a car to sell it. I don't know why people would think about that. You buying it, you're already thinking about the trade-in value. What's the purpose here? What's going on here? So interesting. This is so very interesting because it's flipped. You say, what do you mean flipped? Well, remember in the aroma, this one on my right was so much more elaborate. Not that it was really, but comparatively so, with the peat and some smoke. But in the taste, the taste is just like grain whiskey. But over here, the taste is smoky. Well, and as I'm drinking it, it's almost like it's making it break open. It's like an egg. It was like when I poured it, was like an egg. But as I started drinking it, it broke open and it released aromas. It's so bizarre. Man, I could have this video on overnight television and call it the Some Bizarre Show. I mean, bizarre. Now I'm starting to think this is the MacGregor and this is the Dant. Golly gee. Well, I gotta say this. Let me say this to you. People are saying, get on with the tasting, Joy Boy. All right. I'm a little confused right now. But I'm very pleased because I only paid a few dollars for each bottle. So it doesn't really matter. But I gotta take another taste. Huh. There's a lot of peat here and smoke. It's like smoke infused grain. You say, yeah, duh, peat fire, right? Oh, the burn, the burn, the burn. There's a little peat there too, but not a whole lot. Well, a lot more challenging than I thought, I have to admit it. Well, I got one more challenge coming up. That's going to be like a draw. I know that's going to be a draw. Piper Dean, a store brand from Albertsons, introduced in 2016 versus JW Dant. That's been on the market who knows how long. If you look for a trademark information, you only find 1836, like, I don't know, January, 1836. And it's all combined together. Like the U.S. government said, well, they got their trademark in 1836, JW Dant. So whether it's Scotch, bonded whiskey, you know, bourbon whiskey, or straight bourbon whiskey, it is at 1836. Yeah, and they got the straight bourbon, Kentucky bourbon whiskey, and bonded. But I like to try them. Well, yeah, of course I like to try them. All right. I'm going to say this is the Dance. I'm going to say, woo, this is the MacGregor, Clan MacGregor. Okay, I think this is the MacGregor just because of the flavor. The aroma doesn't really shine through very well. Okay. Please be Clan MacGregor. And I'm wrong. It's TW Dance. Well, it just goes to show you, I had it right at first. So is TW Dance more smoky than I had first believed? Yep. Is MacGregor less smoky than I had believed? Yep. Unless you want to just sit there and smell it. Nice smell, though. I love that old house smell, like an old store in an old house. It's almost even like the spice aisle at International Market. I kid you not. So if you want a Scotch whiskey that's just like really bountiful in the aroma, but maybe kind of blah in the flavor, get the Clan MacGregor. I think it'll work. On the other hand, if you want a Scotch whiskey that's very dull in the aroma, but brings a lot to the table in the flavor, which is probably the most important part, get the Dance, especially since it's $8.99 a liter. Yeah, I said that. You heard me? $8.99. Now I'm very curious to try that Winn-Dixie Scotch. But I bet you that junk is going to be just like that Piper Dean. Dull as dishwater. I'm reluctant to buy it because I'll be stuck with a whole 1.75 liter. You say, haven't you done enough store brands? I think I would have to go along with that accusation. Don't you want to try some better Scotch whiskeys like J&B? Chivas Regal? Oh, well, yeah, I do. I'm not in any great rush. Okay, so I got it wrong. Oh, well. That's why it's a challenge, right? You say, well, the Saints lost a game this year. It's true. They played terrible. That was the first game. Do I expect to lose sometimes when I do these challenges? Yeah, I expect to lose. But I didn't expect to lose this morning. I did not. So I'm a little shook up, but, you know, I think I'll be all right. I'll recover. Oh, it's all gone. Can't say oh, wait. The last drop. Oh, look. Oh. That was like a half drop. So you can't say I wasted it, you know. All right, anyway, so yeah, well, that's the way it goes sometimes. So oh, golly gee. So sad, so sad, so sad. That was another reason I couldn't get to sleep, because I was like saying, oh, I got to wake up so I can do the taste challenge. So I got to get to sleep so I get rest to do the challenge. But you concentrate so hard on going to sleep that you wake yourself up. So therefore, you can't get to sleep. Now, if you were trying to stay awake to watch a movie, you wouldn't be able to keep your eyes open, you see, because your mind plays tricks on you, right? When you're trying to watch a movie, you get so relaxed, you know, your blood pressure drops, your heart rate slows, and you just can't stay awake. But if you're trying to go to sleep, then it's the opposite, because you're thinking about it. So your blood pressure goes up, and then your heart rate increases, and your brain activity increases, so you can't really get into the twilight state. Oh, well, that's just too bad. You might say, take some medicine, some sleeping medicine. No, 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 no. No, 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 thanks. I'm not going to be like Mary Tyler Moore. Remember the episode where she was taking sleeping pills and she got hooked on them? I guess television's still like that. I don't watch these shows anymore, but everything in the 70s was about some kind of theme. And one of them was like drugs. Mary Tyler Moore got hooked on sleeping pills, so she was like wigged out of her head, like crazy in her head. And I was like, well, I mean, it really would happen. You know, people get there. They run the commercials on TV, and every sleeping pill commercial says, this pill is not habit forming. But then if you can't stop taking it, call a doctor. So, well, you said it wasn't habit forming. Not physically. Psychologically, though, that's a different story. So I would stay up all night before I start taking medicine. Thank you. And then All in the Family. Remember, Archie wants to start his own bar. So he starts Archie Bunker's Place, and he's taking like a energy drink. But back then in 1976, it was amphetamine, you know. So he's talking crazy. I didn't mean no harm. I didn't mean no harm. I didn't mean no harm. I was like, well, okay, I get the picture. I don't want to get hooked on amphetamines either, you know. So everything was like that, you know, like the danger of drugs, prescription drugs. Oh man. So much of my life has been based on CBS television cause or thematic sitcom plots. I'm not going to take heroin because if JJ's girlfriend's going to sneak off, oh, I'm sorry, his wife is going to sneak off in the middle of the night in Gary, Indiana to go get some smack, I was like, I don't think so. I watched that, you know, 2-part episode, parental discretion advised. My parents said, no, look, if anybody ever gives you drugs, you know, they gave me a speech. If anyone ever gives you drugs, I was like 6 years old, 7. I was like, don't worry about that. After I watched this episode, I'm thoroughly traumatized. So, in other words, good times made me not take drugs in my life. Yeah, well, it had a big part. It went a long way towards doing that. Yes. Yes. I want to thank Good Times and Norman Lear for making me not use drugs my entire life. Thank you very much. Thanks for watching this video production.